Grand rising, everyone. Woo, woo. It is Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week, okay? I want to welcome you to Grand Rising Elizabeth Wealth Building Wednesday. Wealth Building Wednesday show. You know, when y'all come to Grand Rising Elizabeth, we give it. Monday through Friday, you get something very special every day. I'm so excited about today's topic. I'm so excited about all the things that is happening with the Grand Rising Elizabeth and the Elizabeth Bros. Welcome, Marshall, Connie. Welcome, everyone. Shiny. Really appreciate you coming in because you all could be doing something else. But this information is just so powerful. We're talking about wealth building, and a lot of us here have businesses. A lot of us are thinking big. A lot of us know we got a lot of things on our shoulder because people are waiting on us to get it together. People are waiting on us. They need what we have. They need our wisdom, and they need to know what to do with their money. So, for those who don't know, my name is Lakeisha LeGrand, also known as Madam Finance. And so, we're going to have a wonderful and fantastic time today. Now, I'm very excited because I went to Global Empowerment yesterday, and a couple of people were so excited. Guess what? They opened up their brokerage accounts.
Yay!
They opened up their brokerage accounts. They also set up their checking account to go along with it. Even one of the young ladies, she said, Keisha, I also set it up for automatic. Okay. So that means that when she starts investing, when she gets her dividends every 3 months, it's just automatically going to purchase more dividends. So I'm so excited of the movement. I'm so excited of the wealth building that we are doing because what I'm teaching is something that you can send, you can transfer to your children and your children's children, actually leaving a legacy. This is not no quick get rich anything. This is true wealth building. So, people know I get this from my mentor. So I love studying millionaires and billionaires, anybody who know me, because success leaves clues. So I picked this particular person because you're gonna find out later. So today's Wealth Building Wednesday success story is going to be on Larry Fink. A lot of people haven't heard of him. He kind of like was kind of staying on the radar, but he's very popular and known now. So, in the heart of Los Angeles, back in 1952, Lawrence Larry Fink was born into a modest, hardworking family. His family ran a shoe store. His mother taught English. Though not destitute, there were no silver spoons, only the resolve and work ethics of everyday people. As a boy, Larry watched his parents hustle. He learned early success doesn't arrive uninvited. He attended UCLA, earned a BA, and then stayed on to get his MBA. After school, he joined the first Boston, entering the maze of Wall Street. Fixed income, bonds, and and mortgage-backed securities. He was good. He made his mark, but the road wasn't easy. One fateful year in the mid 1980s, Larry used to be the man. Larry made a bold bet on interest rates. It blew up. His unit lost about $100 million. The failure was public, it was humiliating. Colleagues turned skeptical. His reputation took a serious hit. At that moment, many would have folded, many would have walked away, brokenhearted, defeated, but Larry didn't. That crash became something devastating for him to dig deep. He studied risk and more rigor. He refused to repeat the same mistake. He resolved that next time, failure would teach, not destroy him. In 1988, with the hard earned wisdom in his pocket, Larry and seven partners founded BlackRock, initially under the umbrella of the Blackstone Group. Their vision, not just to make money, but to manage it for clients with integrity and with tools to measure and contain risk. They were scrappy. They were lean. They were doing something many thought was incremental. But Larry insisted risk management could not be an afterthought. It had to be baked into every decision, every model, every tool. By 1990s, BlackRock separated from Blackstone and stood on its own. Larry remained at its helm. They went public. They grew through acquisitions and innovation. Over time, BlackRock became more than an asset manager. It became a thought leader in finance, in corporate purpose, and sustainability. Larry wrote open letters to CEOs, argued companies must think beyond profits, must consider community, climate, long term legacy. So, to make a long story short, Larry's net worth is estimated between 1.1 and $1.3 billion.
Mm.
So, what I liked about the story was that failures don't define you,
That's
right?
right.
It's your next it's your next step that matters. Build systems, not just hustle. Repeatable processes survive beyond moves and energy. So when things get tight, things get tough, we have to stay in the game. We have to keep on pushing on. So I like that story of Larry Finch, and y'all about to find out even more. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my slides. Before I do that, did anybody else or have somebody else who had the guts to go ahead and open up a brokerage account? Nobody knew? Nobody knew? Okay, because I know because mostly all the Elizabeths got a brokerage account. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. We move. All right, here we go. Share. Let's see. Let me put this down a little bit. It's supposed to be the only screen up. There we go. Let me close these. All right. Can y'all see that? Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are building financial freedom. Today's topic is who really runs the world and what's stopping you. We're going to talk about mindset, money, and ownership. The real wealth equation with moi, Madam Finance. Let's get it. First, I want to set some ground rules, some expectations, and a disclaimer. Let's keep the energy positive, good vibes only. This is not a quick get rich class, it's a wealth building class. I'm not a day trader. I will not invest for you or tell you what to invest in. Now, I might share with you one of the things that I am investing in. But this is an educational session, and I'm not a financial planner. I am an investor and an educator. Let's be prepared to learn, be 100% present, and let's take good notes. Grab your notebook and your pen and your paper at this time if you don't have it. Next time, invite someone you care about to our Wealth Building Wednesday show, and let's stay to the end. I want to congratulate you all for showing up because you have made the first step to achieving your goals to wealth building legacy. Now we're going to talk about the power. Power is hidden in ownership, ladies and gentlemen. We often think power comes from position, but real power comes from possession. The people who own the companies, they shape the future of the economy. Let's talk about the hidden power behind ownership. They don't run it. Guess what? They own it. Let's meet the big three, the giants of the world. We're talking about Vanguard. We're talking about BlackRock, the one that Larry Fink we just talked about owns, and State Street. They are the big three. They are the big giants. Let's meet the big three and their hidden owners because a lot of times you don't even know about them. They stay in the background. But you know, Wealth Building Wednesday and the Grand Rise Elizabeth, we don't know. We're talking about BlackRock. The CEO of BlackRock is Larry Fink. He has all of these are assets under management. He has $10 trillion. He is the world's largest asset manager of iShares and ETFs. Then we have Vanguard. The owner of Vanguard is Tim Buckley, managing 8.6 trillion under management. Pioneer of low cost and index investing. Then you have State Street, who is owned by Ron O'Hanley. He manages $4 trillion. Institutional investor and Spider ETF provider. So if BlackRock says it has 10 trillion assets under management, that means investors around the world have entrusted them with 10 trillion to invest or manage through index funds, ETFs, or other products. And the same with the others. They're managing your money, your investments. Let's talk about what they do and what they hold. The big three have stakes in nearly every major company. Samples, they're all top shareholders in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Remember, I told you Google is now Alphabet, Meta, which is Facebook, JP Morgan Chase, Exxon Mobil, Coca Cola. So, my key point here is that they don't compete with these companies. They collect dividends and voting power from them. We're gonna see how huge that is coming up. I wish I could have had a better picture, but this is just an example of BlackRock. All the companies that BlackRock own: Amazon, Tesla, Verizon, Pfizer, Lowe's, CNN. I mean, a ton of companies. And each one of them also own a ton of companies. Let's talk about the hidden power behind ownership. Y'all know I'm always talking about ownership. True wealth only comes through business. Either you're gonna own your own business or you're gonna own a piece of somebody else's. The big three, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, they don't manage Apple or Microsoft day to day operations, but owning large share blocks gives them a voice in boardroom decisions, influence on CEO pay and executive moves, a say in a company's policy and direction. Control is not about titles, it's about the votes you hold. Because guess what? If you own enough shares, you are rolling with the big three. Okay? You have a voice in the boardroom. You have influence on CEO pay and executive moves. You have a say in a company's policy and direction, just like they do. I think that was a mic drop. Bam! The hidden power explained, the quiet power of ownership. My main points, the big three collectively own 20% of the S&P 500. Now, those who don't know what the S&P 500, I talk about those in previous sessions, but the S&P 500 has over 500 companies of the United States, 500 largest companies. Through ETFs and index funds, they influence, again, CEO pay, mergers and acquisitions, climate and policy votes, and the company's direction. Please understand, they don't run companies. They own the companies that run the world. Woo-hoo-hoo! And guess what? You too, okay? I think that was another mic drop. Bam! I'm having fun today, y'all. This is some good stuff. We're going to talk about the top 10 most valuable companies. Now, I'm throwing y'all out some nuggets out here because a lot of times you all be saying, I opened up my brokerage account. I got my checking account attached to it, but, what should I invest in? I don't know what to invest in. Okay. We talked about the ETFs. We talked about REITs. But today we're going to talk about the top 10 most valuable companies in the world. Okay? I'm just going to talk about a few of them that you may not have heard of. TSMC, the semiconductors. Anybody who remember that? We was talking about AI. If anybody missed that AI week with Meta Finance, in investing in artificial intelligence, it's going to make people millionaires. It's not going anywhere. It's not going, it's still at the beginning stages, believe it or not. And we talked about getting into artificial intelligence at the foundation. All the way from the foundation, the whole supply chain, all the way up to actually building the chip itself. We talked about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the number one chip holder in the world. Anybody who need AI chip, they go through NVIDIA. NVIDIA market cap is over $4 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what? If they're over $4 trillion, what do you think about those other companies that have to make the chip? What about those other companies that the chip can't even be made without those companies? We're talking about from the foundation, we're talking about to design, all the way up to manufacturing, all the way up to licensing, because it has to be licensed, all the way to packaging. Do you know we need to be a part of that whole supply chain? All the way up until the chip is being made. I don't want y'all to sleep on that. I don't want y'all to sleep on that. God was like, matter of finance. Okay, let's talk about this. I'm like, ooh. He was showing me some stuff. I got to share it. I got to share it. If you're not using AI, can you invest in it? Okay. We're talking about invest in the whole supply chain. So these 10 companies touch nearly every point of your life. But even they have bosses. You know who they bosses are? Huh? The shareholders, okay, is their boss. You could be their boss, okay? You own enough shares in these companies, you could be their boss. You're co-owning with the giants. You start investing and owning shares of stock. Yes, you are. You are co-owning with the big three. When you invest in funds, you co-own with the big three. Every time you buy an S&P 500 ETF, you're sitting at the same table. You're sitting at the same table with BlackRock, with Vanguard, and State Street. That means your money is pooled with their money. Your interests often align, they often will align, but sometimes, they may conflict. That's what the board meetings is for. But it's with the world's largest shareholders. You're not just buying the market, you're buying influence alongside the giants. That's huge, ladies and gentlemen. What my son say, you feel me? You feel me? Why governance matters. And this is like one of the things one of my mentors, talk about all the time is having more good people with money. God wants more good people with money because when you have money and collectively pulled together, you can make serious change amongst our people and change across humanity, period. These firms cast billions of votes each year on merger acquisitions, CEO compensation, client and social policies, corporate accountability. Yes, they make you accountable. Their choices can shape markets, politics, and company behavior. When you know who's voting, you can participate where the world is, you can anticipate where the world is going. Businesses rule the world, in my perspective. So I want to just stop here for a minute. We have mastered the art of spending. We have that part down pat. But now we have to master the art of ownership. We have to master it. Every time we spend our money, we help make somebody else rich. And I'm not saying that's wrong with helping making other people rich, but can you also make sure that you spending money on yourself? It's for your future, your financial future. Ownership is the key, ladies and gentlemen. So now that we know who runs the world, now that we know the importance of ownership and the power, because I know I keep talking about ownership, ownership, ownership week after week after week, but I really want us to get in the phase of owning some things. So now I was studying Charlie Munger. I did a success story on him. He's Warren Buffett's main man in their company. So I thought it was very, very interesting his perspective on why most people are not having a financial breakthrough, why they're not moving forward. And it was amazing to even think about A lot of it has to do with your mindset, which we already know, but then also your emotions. So I just thought it was very interesting. I thought it was very important for me to hit on this. So what if this one thing is the reason you haven't hit your next financial level? Is the following stopping you from building true wealth? Is it envy? Is it bad debt? Debt? Is it bad habits or comparison? Comparison yourself with somebody else's success, your success with somebody else's success. I thought that was very deep. So, what we're going to talk a little bit about envy, because envy makes you chase hype instead of value. Okay, it can throw us all off a square when you envying somebody else's success. You know that's not godlike. We should not be envying anybody's success. Debt keeps you enslaved to past decisions. Your past decisions that you made, sometimes it's hard to get you back on track, but it's not impossible. But debt keeps you enslaved to past decisions. What about bad habits? Let's talk about your bad habits. Is this stopping you from your financial breakthrough? Your bad habits eat future money before it's even earned. What about comparison? You comparing yourself with somebody else's, it kills focus and patience, which is the two major keys to compounding wealth. Think about it. What simple habit can you start today to avoid it? Is there anybody in here truthfully can think if one of these things are stopping them from their financial breakthrough in the chat? Anybody? It seems simple, but it's really like this really is some major something to really think about. Are you envying other people's success? Are you in big debt? Do you have bad habits? Let's keep it real with yourself. Do we have a tendency to constantly compare our success with other people's success? That can cause you stress. It can cause all type of other things, self-doubt, make you feel like you're not worthy when you start comparison yourself with other people's success. We're not going to have time for me to talk about all of those that we just talked about. So I'm going to focus on envy. Envy poisons logic, ladies and gentlemen. A guy sees his colleague triple his money. Suddenly he tells himself, if I don't invest, I'm falling behind. Y'all, that's not logic. That's jealousy pretending to be math. The cure for envy is let's treat envy like rat poison. Don't touch it, don't taste it, don't even smell it. Replace envy with ambition. Ambition builds, envy destroys. I remember I was talking to somebody who's like, well, what's the difference? How do you really know if I'm envying somebody? Or is it just ambition? I have ambition about it. How do you know the difference? So if anybody else had that question, here we go. Ambition versus envy. So when we're talking about focus, when we're on focus, ambition deals with self-improvement. You seeing, like I love studying millionaires and billionaires. It helps me to work on my self-improvement. I have mentors and people who I like to see who's doing well. Envy is always comparison, them and me. Wow, they doing good. What about me? I wish I could be doing that. No, that's when you know the difference between ambition and envy. When it comes to energy, if you're ambitious, you're gonna be more constructive. It's more constructive behavior. Envy is destructive behavior. It's gonna cause you to make stupid choices, stupid decisions because you're not thinking clearly. The outcome when you moving with ambition, you're gonna see growth because you're taking the time out, you're thinking about it, you're working on your personal development. Envy typically ends with a lot of regret because you're not really focused. You're not focusing on the right thing. The mantra, I'll be better. Each day, you should be a better version of yourself yesterday. Each day, you should be growing. You should not be staying the same. The mantra of an envy person, I want what they have. I want what they have. I'm going to get it at all costs. I'm going to whatever it take. Whatever it take. No, that's envy mentality. So this is from Charlie Munger. He says, don't be the sucker. Don't be the sucker. You don't need to be everyone else. You just need to avoid being the sucker, making smart moves, studying, working on your personal development. Investing isn't a race, it's survival. Avoiding stupidity, and you beat 90% of the people because you're being cautious, because you're working on your personal development. You're just not moving and just moving and just moving without doing your due diligence. He gave an example of the real estate mania. In 2006, people had 5 houses, 5 mortgages. People was trying to keep up with the Joneses. People was envying other people's success, all because they couldn't stand seeing others get ahead. So in 2008, they lost everything. Envy doesn't build wealth, it builds bubbles. It puts you in a very bad position. The most destructive emotion, envy will bankrupt you faster than any bear market. And for those who don't know what bear market is, that's when the market has fallen. More people are selling off their shares, their stocks, instead of buying. Envy will bankrupt you faster than any bear market. Not fear, not greed, but envy. Envy is the silent killer of wealth. Do not envy anyone. Be excited about other people's successes. Learn from their mistakes. Learn from their successes. We're going to talk a little bit about greed versus fear versus envy. These are serious mindsets and emotional things that we really to make sure that we are not working in this energy. Greed emotion is wanting more. Can it be managed? Yeah, sometimes it can be managed. Is it a danger level? Yeah, it's a danger level to it. But you can manage greed. Fear. Fear, my definition, is false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Sometimes fear keeps you running away from your goal. It keeps you running away from what God called you to do. Fear stops you in your track. It can often be managed, maybe meditating, maybe spending some time with God. Saying some affirmations, your affirmations, but it's still that's a danger level. Envy, wanting to have what others have. Can it be managed? According to Munger, no. But I think it could be managed, but it's very lethal. Very lethal place to be. So we need to make sure that we're seeing how we're moving. We're seeing our energy. We're watching the words that we speak and what we're saying. Is what you're saying lining up with what you're asking God for? The rational investor. The rational investor, be happy when others win. Let's celebrate other people's successes. When I see you all succeed, I'll be so happy. Marshall and his wife, they just got a building. I was so excited for them. Yay! When Deidre went in and started her own business. She's a senior and started her own business. How huge is that? Stacy started her own podcast. Do you know how excited I was? I'm like, yeah, she's doing it. That's a rational investor. That's a person that's going to go somewhere. That's a person who riding in that energy. That means if you're seeing all this, guess what? Don't be surprised. You're next. You ride that wave. You riding in that frequency, baby. Your time is coming. It's coming. So be happy when others win. Stay focused on your path. Nobody else's path. Don't try to be like nobody else. Work in your parameters and within your finances. Just focus on you, nobody else. Don't let social media, looking at all these people, the hype, a lot of times it's not even true. They renting cars. You thinking, oh, they driving this Maserati, not knowing that they rented it for the day or for the video or for the weekend and decide I'm going to go ahead and take a video. So run on your own path, ladies and gentlemen. Don't chase, compound. Now that's something God has been really truly working with me about, okay? We ain't supposed to be chasing money. We're supposed to be attracting money. We're supposed to be commanding and decreeing a thing. We're not supposed to be chasing. It doesn't matter about your degree. It doesn't matter how hard you working. A lot of times it's about your disposition and your disposition and your aura surrounding money. What are you saying? You could be saying your affirmations during the day, but then what are you saying the rest of the day? What are you saying? So we have to watch our words. It's very, very important. So don't chase, compound. Just go ahead, be consistent, do your investment, and because numbers don't lie, and let your stuff compound at your pace. You can't live life on other people's scorecards. I thought that was huge. That's Munger's quote. The final rule for 2026, because 2026 is coming up. And the reason why I keep talking about ownership, buying stock, investing in ETFs, REITs, and all of those different things is because a lot of us is going to get a refund check. Don't spend all your money on stuff. Have plans for your money. What are you going to do? Don't spend it all on stuff. Can you invest some of it? You are going to have other things that could be coming up. Now, I don't know how true it is, but my guy keep telling me that he been hearing that The government is about to give everybody $2,000. I don't know how true it is, but if they do, can you not spend the whole $2,000 on stuff? You gotta have plans for your money, because if you don't have plans for your money, somebody else is gonna have plans for your money. I already know after this Medicare season time, I already know. I'm going to be investing in my business. I already know what products I'm going to buy. I already know what equipment I need to be successful. I know how much money I'm going to put aside for my building fund. Like, do your due diligence. Stop looking at your neighbor's lawn. Water yours with patience and discipline. Don't matter how fast. Quit trying to move fast. Typically, when you're moving fast, you make some mistakes. Let's take your time. Let's think the thing out. Let's work within your perimeters and move at your path. It will grow beautifully on your time. Can we believe that everything is in divine order? Can we just believe that we just move at our own pace? Live life on your terms, but in a productive way? So, our goal is to focus on quality companies, long-term dividend payers, strong companies that have strong financials, reliable products and services. In one of the shows, I recommend you all go back and look at it. We talked about recession-proof companies and the dividend kings and aristocrats. These are the people that's been in the game forever and a day. Coca-Cola, Johnson and Johnson, Walmart. They've been paying dividends for 25 plus years. Let's know who the shareholders are. Before you invest, look at the company's investor relations page. You can find that at Morningstar or Yahoo Finance. You can also look at who is the top institutional holders of those companies. You will see the same names appear again and again and again. Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. Follow the ownership. It reveals the influence. Consistency builds kingdoms, ladies and gentlemen. Power isn't loud, it's leveraged. And in today's market, ownership is the loudest voice in the room. I remember this guy said he really, really, truly wanted to meet Warren Buffett. That was one of his dreams to meet Warren Buffett. So he started investing in Warren Buffett's company. Was it Berkshire Hathaway? So he kept buying shares till he felt comfortable buying shares, buying shares, buying shares. And one day when they had a board meeting, he showed up and he got a chance to meet Warren Buffett. Okay? Because now he is a sure he can make some decisions. You know what I'm saying? He earned his way into the boardroom. That was so cool, right? I'm like, all right then. Anybody you want to know? Any business owner? Anybody want to meet Elon Musk? Anybody want to meet somebody? That might be a good way. Because one thing I learned about co-authoring a book with Kevin Harrington and being around all those people, they do what they got to do. They pay to play. They pay to be in the rooms that they need to be able to, get what they need to get. He was looking for investment advice. He's looking for mentorship. So I thought that was pretty cool that he made that happen for himself. So don't just be a consumer, become an owner. Who really runs the world? Modern finance view is Apple builds it, Nvidia powers it, Amazon sells it, Google tracks it, BlackRock and Vanguard own it, Cargill feeds it. They deal with the food and meat and all that stuff that we all get. And Nestle waters it because they big on the water. So that was my take on it. Okay. Boom. You want to know who to invest in? Man, you might want to just check them out. I'm just saying. This is for Stacy. We got 10 minutes. Stacy said she wanted to find out again how to find out how many shares do you need to earn to get your bills free. We had if y'all missed that, y'all need to go back and see that. That was kind of good. I must say that was kind of good. So let's say you have Verizon and your Verizon bill was $70 a month. $70 times 12 equal $840 a year. I recommend that you all take a screenshot of this screen if you ever want to know how to make your bills free and to the point that it start paying you. So at the time, Verizon pays a dividend of 2.66 a share. So to make $840 a year to cover that cost, of your bill being $70 times 12, that means you're paying $840 a year for your Verizon. You divide that by the 2.66, the dividend shares that Verizon gonna pay you, and it tells you that you need to purchase 316 shares of Verizon to make your cell phone bill free. Take a copy of that screen, okay? It's not that hard, okay? Baby turns. I gotta put it in baby turns. But just so you know what this looks like outside of the math, did I fail to tell y'all that Verizon is under $100 a share? Okay. $35. So now we know you need 316 shares. So 316 shares times $35 over time, 20-year time, 10-year time. It could be even faster than that. You would be to spend $11,060. If you have some extra money to invest, like I don't want to pay my cell phone bill no more. Boom. Put your $11,060 down. Boom. Now you got a free cell phone bill for the year. So make your payment disappear free and turn your bill into a dividend stream. We got to change our mindset from consumer to ownership. Here is another example. A Verizon stock price, $43. So I broke it down little baby steps because let's do one share at a time, like a little bit. Let's knock out some of our bills slowly but surely. But this is like, okay, this is a little fact sheet. 5.7 billion in dividends Verizon paid during the first half of 2025. They've paid 5.7 billion to its investors. This is not a quick get rich. This is over time, 20 years, 30 years, 10, whatever time that you have. So let's just say, this should be, that's an error in here, but 10,000 shares of Verizon. Over time, you would have spent 430,800. But that's your net worth. That's how much you have. And it's very liquid. You can get it at any time. The yield, the dividend yield is 6.3%. The annual dividend that you're going to receive every year without you working, without you doing anything, is $27,140, like clockwork, for the rest of your life. And if you leave your net worth in there, your $430,800, it's going to keep increasing and increasing, because I hope you got it set on automatic, on a drip dividend reimbursement investment, where it's going to automatically buy additional shares. So every quarter you can depend on getting $6,785 of income every 3 months. Can you use $6,785 without working, doing anything for the rest of your life? In terms, that's like you getting $2,261 a month, every single month for the rest of your life. And if you got it set on reinvestment, reinvesting the dividends, buying more dividends, it's going to increase over time. And you can send this, you can leave a legacy to your children and your children's children. You're not losing anything. This is your money. Yeah, it might take, but wouldn't it be worth it? Now, if you had your grandchildren, your children, you started them off, come on, wouldn't this be worth it? You to be able to get that every month without working? This is what got me when I was working at the bank. This jazzy lady was talking about, we was talking about sugar daddy. I know y'all heard this story, sugar daddy. And she was like, sugar daddy, my dividends is my sugar daddy. My dividends pay all my bills. Okay. She had way more than, I can't remember, it was way more than 10,000. Okay. But her dividends, she didn't have to worry about nothing. She had been invested for a long time though. But it's not too late. Let's get your children started. They got time on their hand. You could do $50 a month or $25. It would definitely worth it. Let them just keep on doing that for them. They'll be millionaires. My nephew just turned 19. He don't know what to do with his life. He's getting ready to start his first job. I got him for the weekend. You know what I was trying to do? I was trying to open him up a brokerage account. Because if he at 19, just putting $25 up and 30, or whatever he can stand, he will be a millionaire just by being disciplined. Don't even matter what job you have, whatever. As long as you're doing that for 20 to 30 years, in 20 years, he'll be 39. He did it for 30 years. He'll be a millionaire just by being disciplined, walking his own path. So, Stacy, those slides was for you. Let's stay in touch, everyone. I hope this information was valuable. If it was valuable, I really want to earn your following and your likes. Please, if you have it, people are watching Natural Living by Design. Although I'm Madam Finance, I'm also part of Natural Living by Design, one of the top health and wellness companies. Okay, I'm claiming in the world. I'm speaking it into existence. So they're watching. And so if you can, please, if you're not following YouTube, please follow us on YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see all your wonderful faces. Did you get anything out of it today? Anybody get anything out of this today?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dr. Viola, good to see you. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Anybody? We got 1 minute left.
No, that was
What
some good information.
what y'all think
It
about the
was.
big three? Did y'all know about who the big three was?
I just knew you was gonna say Rockefeller. Like, where's Rockefeller?
No, that's the
Mm.
big three who running
Who
the
was the big
world.
three? I was at work. I'm sorry. Who was the big three?
Anybody tell her? Anybody know? Somebody.
Vanguard was
Oh,
one.
okay.
BlackRock.
Okay.
State Street.
Okay. There y'all go. That's
Who
what
was
I'm
the third
saying.
one?
That's what I'm saying.
State Street.
What was the third one?
State Street.
State Street. Oh, okay. All right, I did see that in some of the slides. BlackRock
Yes.
looked like that. Is that a big conglomerate of all this stuff? A lot
So
of it.
they are asset they are have asset under management. So they're managing people's investments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, under management. All your ETFs, your asset management companies. That's what they are.
Mm.
People trust them from all over the world to manage their assets. And BlackRock, I think, is like number one. And yeah, people trust them. They known for their system called the Aladdin. They have a system called Aladdin that helps them manage people's
Mm.
their finances, their money, they moolah. And so they have trillions of dollars under management.
But this is a question for Deetra though. She said whatever star she got it and it started growing like immediately. So I don't know if you want to share, but which one was that, or either I have to just text you off of here
Well,
Oh,
if you remember.
I can say it. It's Intel, but it's
okay.
really slow
Intel.
because I just got a
Mm,
piece of Intel. I didn't get by the whole thing
yeah.
share.
Okay.
So
All right. Thank
Intel,
you.
yes, that company is still around. Intel is major. That's a good choice, a good company. Make sure that you all have some ETFs in your portfolio because that definitely diversifies your portfolio. It helps manage your risk. There are a lot of ETFs that's under $100. There are ETFs that just strictly dividends. All they have in their basket of ETFs is dividend paying stocks. And immediately, most of them pay every quarter. So whenever you buy it, if you just bought it and you got some shares, you will receive your share of your dividend and just have it set to automatically reinvest. But I highly recommend ETFs. Highly recommend until you feel good and or get you some recession proof companies that's gonna pay dividends pretty much no matter what. You're always gonna need toilet paper, diapers, well, different things. So you want to invest in those, in those companies if you don't want to do ETFs or REITs. So that being said, it's 10:03. Let's give ourselves a hug. Let's hug the world because the world needs a hug too. And let's sprinkle love and light to all of those that are in authority because we send enough love and light, you never know what miracles could take place. I love you all. I appreciate you all staying to the end. I thank you so much. I hope this information was helpful, give you something to think about. And let's get wealthy. Let's build wealth. Yes, leave a legacy. Building wealth, building legacy. Building wealth, building legacy. Peace.
Hello.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
Peace out.
Peace out.